Morning and welcome to Internet Ministry or Interfaith Ministries Worldwide. My name is the Reverend Dr. Damien Calmet, and our song stylist and minister of music is Prince Fleet Easton. We're happy to be with you in your home today. And today my talk is going to be on when things fall apart. But before we start, let's take a deep breath. Let's shake off everything that is bothering us. Let's be present in this moment. Let's fill ourselves with light, fill ourselves with love, fill ourselves with peace, fill ourselves with joy. For today, why don't we just concentrate on that word joy and let joy fill us. And here is Prince Fleet.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Interfaith Ministries Worldwide. As I say every week, wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Now's the time we take a deep cleansing breath all the way down to the soles of our feet. We quiet our bodies and we quiet our minds. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through my every fear. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very is in this Oh yes, there's quite enough love, quite enough peace, and quite enough power right here in this very room. But give me that one moment in time when I'm all that I can be. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I knew I could be. Oh, I did. In that one moment in time, I would be. Oh, yes, we will be. We will be free. Oh, you're a winner for a lifetime. When you live each moment in time, let it shine. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I knew I could be. Oh, I did. In that one moment in time, I will be. Oh, yes, we will be. We will be free. Oh, yes, we will be free. Oh, yes, we will be free. Well, once again, welcome everyone to Interfaith Ministries Worldwide. As I said in the beginning, wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Our mission is to heal, inspire, empower, and prosper the world through love, prayer, meditation, and by sharing the principles and applications of successful living. First of all, we want to send out all the love and blessings to all those today who are having the special day, birthdays, anniversaries, whatever you're celebrating, know that we are sending our love to you. Also, if you or someone you know is in need of affirmative prayer, please place it in the comment box and know our ministry of prayer will pray over it for 30 days because we do know affirmative prayer does change things. Now, I know we have new viewers out there and are probably wondering what Interfaith Ministries is all about. Well, I'm going to share with you right now what we believe. We believe in God, the one power, presence, source, and substance of all that is, whose will for us is eternal bliss, love, health, prosperity, and good fortune. We believe that God is within us and that we can use that power to accomplish anything. We believe there are many paths to God. We embrace and support every person's right to worship as he or she chooses. We believe that the law of life that states we get back what we give out, and so it is. Oh, yes, here we are in the month of February, and our theme has been One Love. I'm going to state our affirmation, and then if you'd like to, say it along with me. I am love. I am light. I am connected to all that is divine. And so it is.
And so it is.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And now I have a beautiful song for you right now, right before Reverend Damien gives you his lesson. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the road lies a golden sky and the sweet silver song of love. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with faith in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. No, you'll never walk alone. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of that road lies a golden sky and the sweet silver song of love. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with faith in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Reverend Damien Calmet.
There's a line from the Course in Miracles that says this: if you knew who walked beside you on the path that you have chosen every day, you would never doubt or fear again. If you forget anything else that I've said this morning, you'll never walk alone. You will never doubt or fear again if you knew more than a head knowledge, but a heart knowledge. Today, we're going to be talking about when things fall apart. And next month, I'm going to be talking the whole month on creating a life that matters. And on the 13th, we're doing a celebration of life for our dear Dr. Sharon, who started this ministry, this foundation. And in our program in the morning, we're going to also be honoring her because certainly she did create a life that mattered. And the whole month of March is going to be about that. I'm in San Diego right now, and I'm teaching a workshop on reparenting your inner child. Next Sunday on our program, I'm going to talk about healing childhood traumas, because What you don't heal from your childhood, you bring into your adulthood and usually into your romantic relationships. So you want to tune in next Sunday also. So when you want to stay positive, when the world's crumbling around you, it's not an easy matter, it's not an easy task. Yet, in the end, if you see every negative thing or what you perceive negative that's happened, that it's going to propel you to turn your life around. It's going to propel you to go deeper. Many of you have heard me say that every single loss in my life is turned into a gain, and that is so true. When things fall apart for you, which they're likely to do at some point in your life, some of you just one time, some of us many times, you have a choice that you're going to have to make. Either you're going to wallow in your misfortune, or you're going to decide that such a fate is unacceptable. I want you to know this morning, you have the power to refuse defeat. You have the power to refuse defeat. I know what it is like to be in addiction. I also know what it is like to refuse to be defeated by addiction. You have the strength to withstand any and every single blow that comes your way when the bottom falls out. How do I know this? Many years ago, I was a student and went to Dr. Sharon Stroud's church in Mission Valley here in San Diego. And I also studied with Harry Cole Whitaker. And it led me to study with Neil Donald Walsh. And it goes on and on and on. And it was head knowledge. I want you to hear me here. It's head knowledge until it gets into your feet and into your bones and becomes part of who you are. It's only a philosophy, a religion, or head knowledge. Full of so much head knowledge. I went and got a doctorate in spiritual studies. I read the Bible through and through many times, different translations. I've studied Buddhism. I've studied the different religious cultures around the world. It is only a philosophy until it becomes part of your skin. When I came back to the United States in 2005, I came back and I decided that I was going to live my life from a place of authenticity. Not that I wasn't being an authentic, but that I was going to be transparent. Because what I really knew is that we are here to be the expression and the extension of God on this planet, which is the extension of love. Now, how do we do that? Well, I'm hoping that between now and Easter, that we're going to be able to launch the Dr. Sharon Shoes for Love drive. And the Shoes for Love is like everybody bring a pair of shoes. You all have shoes that you're not wearing that are good shoes, and we're going to give them to the homeless. I remember last year that I had the idea of women. I said, women, get in your closets and pick a pocketbook, pick a purse that you're not using, and fill it full of sundry things and women products. And then wherever they're giving out food, partner with them so that the women on the street will have sanitary conditions. Do you know over 500 different places across the United States followed what I had said? Now, you may not call it Dr. Sharon's Shoes of Love, but call it Shoes of Love because you're walking in the love, the shoes. And Dr. Sharon was the Shoes of Love. So these are some of the things that this ministry, this outreach, this are wanting to do to help people to be better, to help people to see themselves in a different light. You know, you can choose in your difficulties when things fall apart to stay standing. You can take a hard look at your situation and you can decide that you're going to make changes. You may not know what changes, but you're going to make changes. Or you can look back and you can blame somebody. And, well, if I might have, if I could have, if I should have, well, then maybe it could have been. Or you're going to future trip. Well, when I get, you can make changes because you see yourself as a child of God and you see yourself deserving better. Now, life for some of us, for you, life on life's terms, as we call it, may not be willing to give you happiness sometimes, may not be willing to give you success or the adoration that you so choose. But I'm going to tell you something. You can go out and take it. Go out and take the happiness and take the success. You are bigger than any problem you have. A Buddhist monk, Pinnacle said this, and I'm going to read her quotation on it. Things falling apart is a kind of testing and also a kind of healing. We think that the point is to put the test or to overcome the problem. But the truth is that things don't really get solved. They come together and they fall apart. Then they come together and they fall apart. It's just like that. The healing comes from letting there be room for all of this to happen. Room for grief, room for relief, room for misery, room for joy, being in the present moment. I often say this, and I believe this to be the truth. There is no thing that is worth losing your peace over. There is nothing that's worth losing your peace over. I've been looking at my life and I've been looking at some of the things that happened in it, and I can tell you a lot of the things would fall apart and how painful it was. But what I realize is that when we feel pain at our deepest, it's because we're holding on too tight. Can I say that again? When we're feeling our pain at our deepest, it's because we're holding on too tight. Many of you have heard this story about when I came back to the United States and I came back to find that I was had no home, had no car, had nothing. I had no home, no job, no partner. I mean, it was like a raw nothingness and uncomfortable. I stood in LAX with nobody to pick me up. And I had just been helping rebuild children's homes over in China. And I had been gone for quite some time. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I began to look at myself and all of the teaching over the years that was philosophy, that was religiosity. All of a sudden, what I do know is this: sometimes we have to unlearn so that we can learn. The biggest difficulty in living a spiritual life is unlearning a lot of things that we thought to be true that had no basis, that mama told us or grandma told us or Pope so-and-so or Rabbi so-and-so or Sha told us. Because, the Bible, if we can go Christian, says this: work out your own salvation, work out your own plan, work out with the God that is within you and out of you, the plan of the path that you're going to walk. And as you do this, then you begin to unfold. I've said this many times. We do not evolve. We do not evolve. We unfold. That joy is within you. That peace is within you. That love is within you. God is love. That love is within you. That faith is within you. That hope is within you. That strength is within you. We unfold. And as we unfold, we see ourselves in a different light. We see that every single situation is simply a lesson. Dear God, what is the lesson in this for me? As I became homeless and on the street, I remember that I ended up downtown in Skid Row, and it was dark, and I was running to get to the bus station because I was going to spend the night in the bus station. And this man came up behind me. He had a big 12-pack of Coke on his shoulder. Now, I thought he was a black man. Okay, would I have been scared if it had been a white man? What I realize is, and this is a sidetrack, all of us are racists to a degree. It's born in us in our society. All of us, no matter black, yellow, green, whatever, if they're not like us, we are racist to an extent. I never thought I was a racist. I thought I loved everybody. I thought I embraced everybody. But in that moment, I had to look and say, what is this about? And the man came up behind me, and as he came up, he caught his breath and he said, he said, I'm trying to get home. He said, I work 3 jobs and I hardly get to see my wife. And I said, well, at least you have a home. He said, you don't have a home? I said, no. And he said, come with me. And we walked a little ways, and in the distance, I could see a fire in a barrel. And he's going, yo, Alice, yo, Alice, I've got a live one for you. So as I approached the barrel, it's all these men that smelled like pee and everything else. And there's this woman that looked haggard standing there. And she said, oh, Uppity, come over here. I said, why do you call me Uppity? She said, obviously, you're well-bred, you have a education, you come from a good breeding. She said, I was like you at one time. Now, this is the journey when things falling apart. What is the lesson in it? And I began to talk with her during the night, and I said, Alice, tell me about how you got here. And she said, well, Uppity, do you know, I lived in Bel Air, and women didn't work. We played bridge and went to cocktail parties, and our husbands made the money, and we just smiled. We were like the arm piece. And she said, one day my husband died. He had gambled away the house, gambled away everything. There was no money. In fact, there's a lot of debt. I had no place to live. My daughter said, Mama, you can come live with us. You can help take care of the kids. She said, but I told her, here's the point in this lesson when things fall apart. I told her, I know I'm going to be a problem to you. I know I'm going to be a problem. She said, I told her to her over and over and over. She said, no, Mommy, I knew I was going to be a problem. So she said, one day everybody was gone. She said, I packed a little bag. I found how to get on the bus. I took the bus, and I've been down here ever since. I said, Alice, how long you been here? She said, oh, Uppity, maybe 12, 13, maybe 14 years. I don't remember. When your things fall apart, instead of going through them, choose to grow through them. Alice said, I know I'm going to be a problem to you. What is it that you're talking about when things are falling apart? Are you talking about that you're being in the moment and, dear God, let me see the lesson in it for me? Or are you blaming somebody else for it? Now, I could have blamed my business manager, and I could have blamed a whole lot of stuff on me not having any money when I came back. I could have even blamed myself for crazy decisions. But I chose to take the principles that I knew up here and drag them down to here, that they became part of my skin. And my passion is that the reason I do this is because I want to help you to lift from your circumstance and see past the circumstance, and to be able to vibrate at a higher level than just the 3-dimensional. You know, when we're doing this, when have reached rock bottom, and when things are falling apart, the most amazing things can happen if we pay attention. Pay attention, and pay attention to God in this moment. So when things fall apart, running from fear rocks the present moment. Don't run from fear. Be in the present moment. Be here saying, God, I don't understand this. I don't know this. I'm not going to question it. I'm going to do my mindfulness, and I'm going to do my meditation, and I'm going to speak the things that are true, which is if you knew who walked beside you every day on the path that you have chosen, you would never doubt or fear again. So the goal is not to find a constant pleasure or a security. We put our security in stuff. If I only had this, if I only had that. And when we put our security in stuff, then in the midst of chaos, the stuff is gone. Yesterday I went, I had a little time, and I went to the great auto show, which they had the old Rolls Royces and things parked on the street. And I remembered when I used to ride in a 1963 Silver Cloud 3 right-hand drive. I remember when I used to ride to work by limousine. But then I also remember and know what it's like to ride the bus and then not to have money for the bus, but to use my feet to get there. I remembered. And as I remember, then it causes me to go deeper into who I am. These clothes that I wear. Now, I wear some very expensive clothes. And I know that people's reaction sometimes is like, wow, that's a Versace and this is a such and such. And no, it's a Philippe Morgan, which is from France. Several years ago, and I won't go into their personal life, several years ago, two gentlemen, the bottom had fallen out for them individually in their lives. Drugs had been a problem in their life. They didn't know that they could just overcome and withstand and just say no. And then I come along and I say, you don't have to do relapse. You can do this. You can do this. And now they both have fashion houses, design shoes, design wonderful clothes. And when the bottom fell out and I lost everything, I got an invitation to Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles and Hollywood. And Philippe was designing a dress for the Oscars. And he said, mon cher, come and see us at the, and I went, and he says, you will never want for clothes again. You will never want for clothes again. We will make sure that we send you the finest clothes that you can wear. How did this happen? It happened out of the loss. A wonderful blessing and a wonderful gain happens to be mine now. The losses, we can look at the losses, and in them we can have loving kindness towards ourselves. Yes, I know what it's like to beat myself up, and I shoulda, coulda, woulda, mighta. Shame on me for not being smarter in certain elements. And it's not the first time that the bottom's fallen out. When Penn has said about things fall together, then fall out and fall, that's just what happens in life. The most difficult things are the stories that we tell ourselves. But it's never too late to start practicing loving kindness to yourself. So you made a mistake. The world is full of darkness and pain. Learning to cultivate loving kindness towards oneself is a good place to start. Start illuminating that darkness in difficult times. I remember being on the street and riding the bus in Los Angeles. I said, dear God, I am the expression of you on this bus. I am loving kindness. And as I begin to learn that and put that into practice by associating with people on the bus that were not like me, but were me, because we're all one. When I see God in you and you see God in me, we're all one. You're never going to be any closer to God than you are right now, and neither am I. We're just going to unfold more of God. So in this, when things fall apart, death and hopelessness, they're not to be avoided. We're going to experience deaths in our life. We're going to experience hopelessness in our life. It's when we think that there isn't going to be a change, then that's the root of our misery. It's an inconvenient truth, but everything is always changing and everything is always ending. I know that Mel Robbins made a statement a few months ago. He said, the best thing was when I got fired from my TV show. I thought she was a great host, had a great show. But obviously, she needed to learn something deeper. Trying to escape this truth is what causes us anxiety. It's what causes us to have fear. It's what causes us to be in turmoil. Do you think things are great? I've been living without hot water in my building for 3 weeks now. The whole building, we don't have hot water. Something happened with the hot water system. Now, the first tendency is that ego, but then when we put that aside, that edge got out, that ego, when things fall apart, and then I'm having to go to an empty apartment to take a shower at 5:30 in the morning, and there's no hot water to wash dishes unless I boil the water. I remember what it was like when I was homeless and couldn't always have hot water. I remember what it's like for some people in the third world country still now. And I stop and I say a prayer. Dear God, let us be grateful. Let us be thankful. Let us practice grace and light rather than difficult attitudes. Am I happy with no hot water? No. Have I said my piece over it? Yes. It's the difference between saying your piece and acknowledging it, leaving it there, and not allowing it to steal your peace. When things fall apart, they fall apart so they can fall together. The Bible talks about two houses. One was built on sand, one was built on rocks. The waves came in, the waves of life come in, ladies and gentlemen. The COVID comes in, the marriage difficulties come in, the financial difficulties come in. The house that is built on the sand with no foundation gets washed away. The house with the foundation is standing strong, standing strong. My hope is built on nothing less than this Godness who walks beside me every day on the path that I've chosen. Every single day. And I will tell you honestly, I know no doubt. I know no fear. Let's welcome Principally Easton back to the room as he sings another wonderful song for us.
Thank you so much, Reverend Damien. Thank you very much. Living in the dream that God has planted in the fertile soil of you. I can't believe the dream that He's granted. We'll be friends our whole life through. I'll keep you close to me as always, even when you have gone. 'Cause our hearts in big and small ways keep the love that keeps us going strong. Friends are friends forever. God is with them. And a friend will not say never, 'cause the welcome will never end. But the love that we show, in God's hands we know that a lifetime is not too long to live as friends. With the faith and love God has given, the love that springs from the love we know, we will pray the joy we live in is the strength that now we show. For our friendship will stay as always, even when we have gone. 'Cause our hearts in big and small ways keep the love that keeps us going strong. Friends are friends forever if the love that lives in them. And a friend will not say never, 'cause the welcome will never end. But the love that we show, in God's hands we know. The lifetime is not too long to live as friends. Friends are friends forever if the love is in them. And a friend will not say never, 'cause the friendship will never end. And the love that we show, in God's hands we know that a lifetime is not too long to live as friends. Oh, to live as friends. But the love that we show, in God's hands we know that a lifetime is not too long to live as friends. No, lifetime is not too long to live as friends. We're friends. Ah, wonderful. Oh, yes. A lifetime is not too long to live as friends. And now is the time that we take our offering. You know, we are so appreciative of every week of you sending your wonderful tithings here to Interfaith Ministries Worldwide. You know, when you give to God, you're giving to yourself. It always comes back tenfold. And now's the time we take our gift in our hand and repeat after me. I give this gift with love and joy. I give this gift as a sacred expression of who I am. In giving to God, I give to myself. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine, and so it is. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Ah, now's the time. Let's rub our hands together. We're going to activate the 5 elements of the universe: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And we say, thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this blessing and abundance, pressed down, shaken, and overflowing into every area of our life. and every area right here at Interfaith Ministries Worldwide. And so it is. Thank you so much.
So, Fleet,
Yes,
you know how I'm always interrupting.
sure. Come on in.
You out there, we need your help, your physical help. It's yeah, I don't take a dime of the money that you send in. Okay, that money is to go for outreaches that we want to do. The Me being here in San Diego this week, uh, doing the inner child workshop. At the end of March, I'm going to Chicago for 3 days to do a workshop there. I would like to bring a weekend workshop to our hometown in Palm Springs and do a childhood trauma healing workshop. That it would be a Saturday and a Sunday workshop, but I need you to want it. I also have talked to somebody this week about bringing a workshop that would be transgender and spirituality. So many people that are transgender think that God has left them behind, and that is not the case. God leaves nobody behind. So the shoes, Dr. Sharon's shoes of love, all of these things, I cannot do these just on my own to try to. There's not enough time in the day for me to do these things. We're starting to outreach the 1st of March that we're on a cable network, which comes from the East Coast to reach people who feel that they're lost, who have been told that they're lost, who've been told that they're worthless, who've been told that they're damaged goods, just to bring hope that God, not Zeus on the sky on a cloud, but the Creator, the divine, loves them so much that God loves you right where you're at. You don't have to change anything. But the more you lean into the divine, the more the divine unfolds in you. So that's what I wanted to say.
Well, thank you so much. Those are beautiful words of wisdom. And once again, we want to thank you so much for joining us today right here at Interfaith Ministries Worldwide. I'm going to say it again, like I always say in the beginning of the service. Wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Once
And I'm
again,
going to say this that I say at the end of every service:
yes.
kindness. Kindness is the language that the deaf can hear. Kindness is the language that the blind can see. Oh, be kind to yourself and be kind to others this week.
Thank you so much. And you know what? It's in every one of us. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, you and I. It's in every one of us, you and I. Go out now and have a beautiful, blessed week. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye. Till next week.